The name has been changed for decency and possible license issues. The body has been changed out of scientific accuracy. Cyberverse Slug, today on Guerrilla Reviews. So, obviously, this is going to be a bit of a change from the Leader Class Studio Series version, because it rather represents the Triceratops as it was represented in the 80s. This is more, well, scientifically accurate in terms of the hump and how the head is represented. I know this for a fact because on the most recent TFW 609, I believe, Mikey, aka Irish Paleo, mentioned that this is more scientifically accurate. So, yay. If that excites you, you're in for a real treat. Another real treat is the fact that there is actually some articulation with this mode. Not much, but you can at the very least make him look like he's doing a little bit more than he had been in previous incarnations, aka G1 incarnations, and the really weird Energon one, which we're not going to get into. And yes, those are guns with a blast effect on it. Fun. Starting over the additional accessories, we have this part right here, which in Dino mode can become 3 guns, but separated can become an axe and a double barrel blaster, which is most people would argue that this needed to be a sword. I'm fine with it because axes always seem to be a little bit more interesting for British warriors such as Slug here. Plus there is less chance for this breaking since it is made out of clear plastic. And the double blaster, well, that's always cool. Okay, moving on to transformation. We will start by bringing the shoulders upwards here and folding down for the hands. There we go. There we go. Twist, and you have a Triceratops doing knuckle push-ups. Silly, but you can do that. Okay, next we will unpeg what will be the feet here. Fold in the legs. Separate. Fold in the tail. Here. Okay. Okay, that's one of the things I've run into is that yes, the tail will separate, but it goes right back in. Just something you're going to have to work with, not a tremendous issue. Okay, fold this in, then leave that alone for a moment while we get the foot taken care of. So, you know, twist, fold down, twist, bring out. Then we can do this, bring down, and the fuss is finally over. Okay. Now, repeat with the other leg, hopefully with much more precision, like so. Then we will twist the body like that. Put that back, there we go. Twist this part of the dinosaur head, bring down, it will snap into place. Twist the robot mode head. So now then, there's a couple bits here, but basically want this whole bit to go down like this. Hopefully while keeping the head attached to the body itself. Okay, there we go. There are 2 slots in there where the head will rest. Eventually, we got it. Pull that part down. And yes, they did do the faux jaw to get the more, well, representative of a more G1 version. Okay, there we go. Swear, every time. Okay, there we go. Fold this part in. That's probably why. Jeez. Okay, there we go. Now we're cooking. I can do this without destroying everything in the process. Okay, there we go. Now everything's snapped in. Good. And here we have Slug in robot mode. vinyl. And yes, they do have the black helmet for this version of Slug. I'm just gotta let that one go, because after all, the Studio Series is the animation accurate and the toy accurate. Just gotta let that one go. Anyway, give him his weapons. There we go. And the blast effect. And that certainly has an intimidating alien robot dinosaur that is armed. Which I know excites some of you, otherwise you probably won't be watching this review. He has reticulation. The head does rotate, as you saw, but it's a bit hindered by the dino head. Shoulders are on a hinge and a ball joint. Combination mushroom peg and hinge joint for the elbow here. The wrists are somewhat stuck in just being able to move inward. Not a tremendous issue. There is a waist swivel, ball jointed hips, mushroom pegs upper thigh, and very decent knee bend. And you can have the feet tilted at an angle. So with enough work, you can get him into the action pose you're looking for, if you were really going to do that. Now yes, Cyberverse is the quote-unquote child toy line, but it's still a decent figure. And if you're into Dinobots and you're curious as to whether or not this one is worth it, it certainly is. At least this version is. They might be putting out very large ones. I know there is a Volcanicus for 30 that is large and peculiar, but that's for another reviewer. But as for Slug here, he's definitely worth picking up. If only for the fun and scientifically accurate Triceratops mode, and for toy fans, the black helmet. Anyway, I am the Deceptiwolf. This has been Cyberverse Slug. Gonna remind you all, free your mind, free your toys.